Okay, so a good mobile detailing. A lot of people ask me about why it costs so much to do any type of ceramic or graphene coatings. And there's a reason why. There's a lot of work involved in it. So what we did was we recorded the process of what it takes to do a complete graphene coating on a motorcycle that we did. The time part of it is a huge thing. So the first day we had 2 people there. We decontaminated it. We washed it. We went through that whole process. That was about 2 hours with 2 people there. So if you do the man hours, it's really more like 4 hours to decontaminate it. Then the next day, I was by myself. I started at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't get done until 7 at night. I documented everything and then gave some informational on it. I did not record any type of the coating, and the reason why was because there's 1,001 videos that show how to coat the vehicle on YouTube. It is a process. I never recommend people to do a coating at home unless it's a very generic product. If you're getting into the better products, if you mess it up, there's going to be a big problem, just to kind of let you know. That's why a lot of professionals install these as opposed to DIYers, because the DIYers, it's not as good. Now, I know some wax that outlast some of the cheaper products. But with that said, this is our video. I hope you guys enjoy it, and we broke it up into 2 videos. First part, decontamination. Second part is me there the second day. And that's it. Thanks. Okay, today we are going to start on coating this really pretty bike. And you can see, I mean, bug guts everywhere. We did have one scratch in here. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. The bugs on the front. It's a really good looking bike though. And we're going to make it even better looking. You can see all the dust on the wheels. Look at that. We're going to clean those up. We're just going to make this thing pop, and we're going to coat it. And the first thing we start with is, and that's a nylon toothbrush, so we won't scratch the wheel. But this is the beginning of decontamination. Cover the intake, cover the fuel control module. Basically that. So we use the 2-wash bucket method, and any bucket and some grits at the bottom, they say they're better and blah blah blah. But when you go to coating, you don't have to worry about marring, because you're going to end up polishing anyway. As far as soaps, we're using Chemical Guys Honeydew Snow Foam. It's pH neutral, but it's also biodegradable. That's why we use it. It does a good job. It's not the strongest cleaner out there, but that's what we like to use because it's a little bit more forgiving. As far as our wash mitts, for a job like this, we're only using Chanel wash mitts. That's all we'll use, and then obviously horsehair brushes to get it into the places that are troublesome to get into with the wash mitt. Okay, as far as bug removal, we're just using turtle wax. It does okay, and we've noticed the longer you let it sit, the better. So if you're able to see the bug guts on the mirror and down on the paint, I got some of what's down here. But when you hit a mirror like this, just a ugly little toothbrush, it kind of works that stuff in. Like I said, you let it sit a little bit. You don't want to sit too long. It'll come right off with the nylon brush, and the nylon's not going to mar or scratch anything. So you got a good one right there. bug juice though, man. Bug guts. Stuff never comes off. Now as far as the paint goes, when you're hitting the painted surfaces, you let it sit for a little bit on the bug juice, and then just a microfiber after it sits for a little bit. And generally they'll come right off. You gotta work it in a little bit. You don't have to push hard. Just enough. That'll be enough to do it. Like I said, that turtle wax isn't the best bug tar remover, but it's light, and that's why I like to use it, because it's not harsh. It won't ruin anything. Okay, after you go over it with bug and tar remover from turtle wax, you'll get down and you'll see little spots that are still there, like a little bit of bug guts. And the only thing you do is go over them again. Okay, so when we're looking at the painted surfaces here, you can see it's kind of beaten up a little bit, but the water's the same. And then when you go to spray it, it's not really sheathing off. It's just kind of laying there. And that's what we're going to definitely prevent. The coating's off a lot more than just hydrophobics, but that's one of the benefits right there. So, I've said it once, I've said it twice, I'll say it again. The products that you use are great, but you still got to get in there and do the work. And then if you look closely, you can see discoloration. Some people will call that dust. It is. But when you get down to the areas like this, that is dust. But it's also fallout. And the reason it's fallout is because you got the starter right here, and when it starts, you're going to get some dust from the starter, metallic, but then you also have your brake caliper there, and when you're hitting the brakes, it'll soak right back into here. So, to get these corners and crevices, you can wash it. That's one way to do it, and we will, but a wheel cleaner, as long as it's a mild acid, kind of like what we have here, really does do wonders. This gives you the ability to get in all these little grooves. You take your time with it. These little areas that you normally can't get into. I'm a horrible cameraman, but you get the idea. Let's try this again. Iron remover. Iron remover will get any bedded iron out of the paint surfaces. It's pretty easy. Just spray it on and let it sit. We can also use it on wheels and tires, rims. Obviously it's focused towards the paint. We like using this one because we can use it prior to washing, and it stinks to high hell. It's almost like a sulfuric acid, if you will. And we get down right here in the place where I was just at, kind of sprayed over everything. Mainly the paint surfaces, painted or powder coated surfaces. And this will remove any iron that might be in there. Okay, after we've let the iron remover sit for a little bit, it's hard to tell, I'm sure, on camera, but there are definitely places where it's turned a color shade of blue. You see little pin spots here and there. The best way to show, though, is it'll turn like a purple color anytime it hits an iron. You can definitely see on the rotors. Front fender fairing, I mean, I can see some spots, but like I said, I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up or not. Okay, after that's dwelled for a little bit, pretty easy. After this point, you just rinse it off. You can see We want to make sure we get it all off. It comes right off, it just gets the iron out. So some all painted surfaces. This can help remove some of the waxes that may be on there. Obviously not all of them. You can definitely see that what was feeding before is now barely sheathing. Okay, now we get down to the fun part. This is the snow foam, the actual washing part. So we will use Chanel wash mitts, obviously, but in the little corners and stuff like this is where we use the brushes to make sure we get in all the cracks and crevices of everything. Down in here, little itty bitty places where the slave cylinder is. Up here in the motor where I may not have been able to get before, in a smaller one. So after we wash a panel with a wash mitt, we rinse it. And then rebit the small areas. And get some with that brush. These seem to do a lot better in the small little areas of cracks and crevices. Bolts behind brackets. In the lettering it says Yamaha. And behind horns. And behind little areas like this, behind them, behind where the timber's at. Areas down in here. Little places where the wash mitt won't reach. Again, coarse hair brushes. They look like something you can buy at Meijer or Walmart. These aren't. These are a little bit better quality. And then we can see in these spots right here, PPFs, these little squares, it's paint protection film. That's where the seat sits, so it doesn't mar the paint on the back fender. Once everything's washed, we just rinse it again. Okay, so we got the chemical decontamination done, the rinse is done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to re-foam it. And that's the other thing I like about the Honeydew is because you can use it as a lubricant for claying. Now I wouldn't use a bar claying on this just because the paint's actually in pretty good shape. We've got a couple areas and we're definitely going to bring up a gloss on this, that's for damn sure. But for a mitt and for rags for clay, synthetic clays, this will work perfect. So basically foam it again. And we don't have to foam everything again. Okay, this claim it's from Ethos. I like it because it's not super aggressive. These do have a grit rating system to them, just like sandpaper. And all I'm looking for is a feel. It's not we're trying to wash it or get anything off with these. It's a feel. If it feels gritty, it's contaminated. Same thing up here in the tank. There he is. I feel a little bit right there, and now it's gone. It's surprising I didn't feel anything on the underside. That just shows whoever painted that did a good job. Back over here. Well, I always like to re-rinse it. I don't have to, but I like to re-rinse it. And then you can go right over to PPS with these. I'm not worried about mooring on the paint. I am worried about that little sticker there, the little sticker. Areas like that. And this will just get out any. Oh yeah, I got something right there. Bedded contaminants that might be in the paint. Whatever that was, it went away quick. That's why I like this mitt. Just keep on going. Okay, at this point we just rinse. Watch for the electronics up there. Everything's down here. And we use deionized filtered water, and this helps to prevent from water spotting on chrome surfaces, paints, just about anywhere. We don't want to use dirty tap water. It's like a cardinal sin for me. Okay, now we're on the dry process. So one, we're going to use good microfiber dry towels specific for drying. Sounds stupid, but it's true. So this is where I'm blowing out all the little cracks and crevices where water likes to hide. You want to make sure that you blow all these little cracks and crevices out to make sure that you don't have any water the next day come out while you're coating the paint surfaces. This is the reason why I never like to coat the same day that I wash, because of this. You might have hidden water someplace, and then all of a sudden one little drop seeps out onto the coating, and when it does that, God, it's a problem. And we don't want any water. Okay, it's looking gorgeous, but we're going to make it look even better. And one of the areas that we saw was right in here. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up or not. There's a scratch right there. You can see some dots in the paint. Some imperfections even after we've washed it. But as soon as you turn the paint light off, it looks beautiful. Turn the paint light on, all these little imperfections start to show up. And that's what's going to make a big difference. Paint looks pretty good up here even. But it's hazed, and I can see, and I don't know if you can see that or not, there are some minor abrasions in there. Let's check back here. Yep, there's an imperfection right there. Oh, a little bit of scratching right there. I don't know if that's camera's picking up or not, but it is there. I see it. That concludes our decontamination process. So look out for the next video to where we up the ante and begin the process of coating this gorgeous, gorgeous little bike. Thanks for watching.